Hey guys, welcome back to Ray's Create Cards. I'm Ray Henderson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Morristown, Tennessee. And as promised, here is your Friday pre-recorded video. I wanted to bring you a design that was just really quick and really simple. If you don't have all of your Christmas cards done by now, you need something that you can mass produce. Feel free to adapt this design any way you need to. Here is one of my sample cards. Okay. Isn't that awesome? I love that. That is Berry Burst, by the way. For today's card, now I am bringing in an embossing folder, Snowflake Sky 3D. I am using the Joyous and Making Spirits Bright from the Joy of Noel. For my circles, I am bringing in the Stylish Shape dies. I have used the largest circle and the third largest circle. I've already gone ahead and pre-embossed my piece for the front of the card. I am using Thick Very Vanilla for my card base. Okay, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. If you want to make it a tent fold, then cut it at 4 1/4 and score it at 5.5. Okay, you'll get 2 card bases either way you do it out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'll get it out here in a minute. And then for the very front, I do have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 thick, Very Vanilla. Again, if you don't have Very Vanilla, it's okay. Substitute white. Take this design and substitute what you have, what colors you have, what ribbon you have. The ribbon that I'm going to be using today, it's called Gold or Gold, which is kind of odd, but it's a sheer metallic edged Very Vanilla ribbon with the gold on there. So pretty. I do have another sample card I had made using some retired ribbon. It's Very Vanilla edged in gold, but it's not that pretty sheer ribbon. Although, I did elect to do a faux bow. I just tied a knot instead of an actual bow. If you struggle with making bows and you want to put ribbon on your card, that's an idea for you. And that DSP that I'm using, oh my heavens, I can't ever remember the name of it. I want to say it is called Joy of Christmas. Let me get my little pack out here and look. Shining Brightly. Sorry. Guys, I swear, the more products we have, the harder I struggle at remembering everything. And then for the inside of the card, another piece of Very Vanilla that's cut 4 by 5 1/4. Very straight up, very basic. Here is with the largest circle die. I did cut out a piece of that DSP. And then with the third largest, I cut out another circle, and this is what we're going to stamp our Joyous on. And then I do have just a little sliver of 4" by 1/4 inch, I guess, of that same DSP to put on the piece that's going to go on the inside. And we're going to take that and do that right now. Now, I have got a silicone mat under me, and that serves 2 purposes. It will serve the same purpose as our silicone mat that we sell, and it will also give some cushion under my photopolymer stamps. And so I'm just going to take and apply my tape runner here and go ahead and put that on. So this is take 2 of my video, because I did the first one and I did it so fast that it was like a 13-minute video. But then when I went to play it back on my phone, I don't know what happened. But it was so big, it was so blown up, you couldn't even see what I was doing. You could just see little bits and pieces of everything. Okay, so I trimmed that. I usually will cut my strips just a titch longer than 4 inches, just to make real sure I'm meeting both ends of my cardstock. And let's go ahead and stamp, making spirits bright. And I'm going to bring in yet another color. I am bringing in Blueberry Bushel, which is a brighter blue. And that's not looking like that wants to stick to the block. Well, I have used this stamp set so much that it is possible I need to take them to the sink and wash them. Let's just put that down on there, and we'll set this to the side. Let that be sure and dry really well. And let's go ahead and stamp. While I've got that out, let's stamp the Joyous on the front. And I'm going to bring back in one of my sample cards and show you I did something a little bit different for the sentiment on the one that has the Knight of Navy with the gold stars. Let me show you what I did. Now, if you're having to whip out another 20, 30 Christmas cards, you're not going to want to take time to do this. If I can tilt it, do you see that little shine there and how it looks a little bit more defined? I did use clear embossing powder over the Joyous so that it would give it just a little bit more something something on that card. However, if you're mass producing, just stamping it flat, not doing any heat embossing, that works too. I think that looks really sweet. I like that berry burst with the vanilla, and I also like this Blueberry Bushel. It's just a little bit brighter blue. And let's just go ahead and put that down on our DSP circle, and we'll be almost there having this card put together. And if you're mass producing, by all means, go ahead and, do all your die cutting at once, your card bases at once, whip those pieces out through your embossing folder real quick. It's all good. All right, let's take this piece that's embossed. And I wasn't going to tie a ribbon on screen for you guys. I really wasn't, but I think I will. If y'all struggle with making bows, because sometimes I do too. Sometimes I struggle with it. So I want to make sure I've got plenty here. But it's so easy to tie with this ribbon. And whatever ribbon you have, go with the flow. Go with whatever you have. I'm just going to anchor that down right there the best I can. I'm not going to worry about placement for the moment. And get this tied, and then we'll get it cut. That slipped. You know what? I think I am going to bring in my tweezers, my reverse tweezers, and hold that. That will help me, I think. Yeah, that does. That very definitely helps. And now let me get my bow. Hopefully I left myself enough ribbon, because I am not one of those who can take the smallest bit of ribbon and do a good bow out of it. I'm hearing a car horn, and I hope that's not my husband out there. I hope it's not, because if it is, oopsie, I'm not able to help him, and he's injured. Oh boy, he is injured. So, get this on here good and tight. I don't want my loops that big. So here we go. And here we go. Now, am I happy with that? Not really. I want that a little bit smaller. Oh, I hate being distracted when I'm trying to do this for you guys. I hate that. All right. Yeah, he's still not even gotten to go in to see the orthopedist yet. So we're still waiting. It's not like we are allowed to call because it's workman's comp, and we're not allowed to call to make the appointment. It has to come from corporate, and corporate evidently is really having an issue with getting through to the powers that be. All right, so we have got this, and all right, I still kind of feel like that's a little bit long, but I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. Now, I'm not going to put glue on the actual ribbon itself because gluing this down will do that for me. I do want to make sure my edges adhere. Okay, I got it. Got it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this on here. Make sure I'm in camera where y'all can see. But I'm wishing all of you a very Merry Christmas, and I'll do so hopefully a few more times before the big day. I will not have a live up next week, and I don't plan on having a pre-recorded video up for you. But if I can work it in, guys, I will. But I've got that Christmas party coming, and I just have got to make sure I am on my game for that. Now, are those kind of the same? Oh, I'm liking that so much better. I think that cleaned that up just a little bit. I think it did. There we go. There we go. Much better. All right, now, on my original card, and I'm calling this one my original because indeed it was the very first one that I had done. I did pop it up on dimensionals. On this one, I did not. I just went ahead and glued it flat. That is absolutely an option. Absolutely something you can do. But I do want this popped up on dimensionals. And, okay, I'm kind of straight there. So, pop this one up. Yeah, I've still got just a few more cards myself to get whipped out. And I told y'all here a while back, the Christmas sympathy card that we did, I do have a couple of more of those to make, unfortunately. You know, I thought it was kind of ironic that right after filming that, a couple of other needs popped up. And so I have got my flowers and my leaves, just like we did in that video, pre-cut. I've got everything together and ready. I just need to go ahead and get them put together, and then I'll be okay, because only one of these is getting mailed. The others are going to be in person. And we have something we do at church. I don't know if you guys do it at yours or not. We have what's called an FCC post office. And you are able to bring in your cards for other friends that you attend church with. And you can deliver your cards to the post office, and then they take them and they file them alphabetically and they hand them out. So it's an awesome, awesome way to save on postage. So now let's get ready and put our card here on the inside. And guys, it's a wrap. I do have something I want to show you real quick, if you'll just hang in there with me for just a second, because you do still have time to get it if you want it. Hero Arts, and I didn't know until recently that such a thing even existed. And honestly, when I ordered it, it was for beach themed cards, okay? So this was a card, and I was using some of that DSP that you can no longer get, so I'm not even going there. If you have this DSP and you haven't used it all, do you see what I did down here? Yeah. So Versamark makes a pen that has the same Versamark ink in it There's a brush tip on one end and a nib on the other. And I took the brush and I just scribbled at random. And then I brought in some Hero Arts sand embossing powder. And I want you to see what this looks like if you decide you would like to add that to your crafting stash. Isn't that neat looking? And this is what it looks like after you heat emboss it. But I thought that was so cool. Now, in hindsight, I was kind of wishing that I had gone ahead and done the clear embossing powder so that could pop just a little bit more. But you talk about easy, quick thing to put together. And even without the sand embossing powder, cut your DSP. Put it on a piece of basic white like I did, because I used the Night of Navy cardstock for my base. And just stamp your cinnamon on there. You're good. You're golden. You don't need any bling. You don't need any ribbon. You don't need an extra die cut unless you just really want to go that extra step. So go through your stash, guys, and look at what you got and figure out a quick and easy design that you can do. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And here is this one. Here is this one. And hopefully I'll still be in camera. Here is this one. Let me move this over a little bit. There we go. So here's all three of them. It took just a couple of minutes, honestly, guys, to do the card bases, cut out the pieces, and then, boom, you're going to be able to assemble them so quick. And you don't have to use all that ribbon if you're getting low on your ribbon. Just go ahead and tie a bow. Like I've got a bow, an extra bow laying here. I mean, why would that not look just fine? Or move this to the middle, put a bow on the top or a bow on the bottom. Boom, you're done. All right, guys, y'all be safe, be blessed, know you're loved. And I think about y'all all the time. Until we meet again, God is good all the time. Bye.